You are now tuning in to the Master Teachers of Yahweh, hosted by the original House of Yisrael, currently located on 1664 California Avenue. The following lesson is inspired by Yahweh and is ministered and verbalized by the co-founder of the House of Israel, Moreh Yisrael. Please enjoy this lesson. Shalom.
To hate evil, you're not to try to do harm to somebody else. The Almighty said vengeance belongs to Him. Somebody do something to you, you don't try to retaliate against that person. Right? He said vengeance belongs to Him. He said you should not avenge or bear any grudge against your people. If somebody do something to you, wait patiently about me. I'm going to take care of it. That's what David did. That's why when you read his Psalms, you read some beautiful literature. When the righteous man was in problem, having burdens or whatever, they prayed and cast their burdens on the Almighty. Right? A wife never tried to retaliate against her husband. That's taking vengeance. It's another thing I want to stop talking about that subject. When a man leaves his mother and father, he should cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Y'all are a unity. Y'all are one. When y'all work, bring the money home, y'all supposed to put that money together. Because y'all one, not two. The wife money ain't got no business going on what she wants to spend it on. And the husband, y'all got to spend that money on what's going to benefit the household. Y'all, right? I may agree. Y'all come home, you and your wife put your money together because y'all are one. Y'all put y'all money together. And I said many days up here, if you bring it home, let's say $1,000 a week, and she bringing home $800 a week, that's $1,800, what? That y'all got, right? That's $1,800 y'all got. Not my 1,000 or her 800. We got 18, right? We got $1,800 income coming in weekly. I'm just giving an example. Us, the husband and the wife, y'all one. And what that mean? A unity, oneness, sameness. That's unity. Y'all supposed to think the same. Yeah, it may no division over this or that. Y'all supposed to be in agreement. Agreeable. That's another thing it means. Agreeable. He sets the solidarity in the house. The Almighty does. So a wife don't say, well, honey, this is my money and I do what I want it. No, it don't work like that. That's what breaks a lot of marriages up. Finances. Finance. If you know going in what you're going to go and get into, do you know how they're going there? Because a lot does what? Cause contentions to cease. So when you get mad, y'all got to sit down and talk about it. Say, honey, we got to put our money together. And you can accomplish way more that way than you can in otherwise. Because you got all that extra room. Now, you've been used to, when you're single, you've been used to getting that $1,000. But if you get mad, you got $800 more from the wife. 800 more than what you normally been accustomed to. Imagine that. You making $1,000 a week. You married a woman. You got $800 more coming in your income. Y'all can have the best of everything, right? Y'all can have the best comfortable new couch, new TV, nice clothes, kids wearing good clothes. You can take them to Macy's to buy their clothes instead of the Family Dollar store. Where a lot of people go at Walgreens, trying to find something on sale. But you got all that money, you little stingy rat. Got all that money, and you can afford to buy the best. And children like going out to White Castles, $9, when you can afford to go to Dave & Buster's, a steakhouse somewhere. Here you is stuck at White Castle, eat French fries and a Coca-Cola and a hamburger. But you could be eating steak, baked potatoes, get the finest. When you got it, some of y'all don't realize what you're doing. You and your wife don't fight. Marriage is not for the purpose of fighting. Marriage is what brings two people together. Happiness, peace, harmony. How many of y'all go home at night to a husband or a wife? Y'all know some of these people that don't? You were not talking about the burden that is. They got to come home and cook. Now, if you had a wife, she'd do the cooking, right? Where's my water at? That's why Solomon said, he that finds a wife does what? Finds a good thing. And some of y'all don't realize that good thing you found. When you find a wife, when you fall down on bad times, bad luck, hard, whatever, you got your wife to fall back on. You can live on her insurance. If you're injured, if she got insurance on her job, you can use her insurance to pay for your insurance, pay your bills and everything. You can do it. That's the benefit of marriage. You don't have to worry about paying $5,000 for medical expenses. You got a wife that's got a good insurance policy that covers your sickness. You see what I'm saying? That's the benefit of a wife. So as somebody, you should appreciate this woman is beneficial to you. Right? Cook your clothes. What I'm talking about? Cook your food, wash your clothes. Do all that. That's someone that's beneficial to you. You try doing it. See how much of a burden it is. You got to go to the laundromat and wash your nasty, clean, dirty clothes. You got to sit in there and hot as hell in there. Sweat the can along, you got to sit there when your wife could have washed the clothes or she could have went to the laundromat and done. That's the benefit of a woman, a wife. And some of y'all don't even appreciate them. When y'all leave it today, all of y'all kiss your wife on the jaw. Right? All of you. And say, honey, I'm sorry for mistreating you. Because that one of these days, that might be the very person that you have to depend on totally. Totally. A lot of women, I've seen men mistreat their wives. As soon as they got sick, you know what the wife said? Now it's time for me to roll up the sleeves. Pow! Punk! All the dirt that you done to it over the years, it's right before her eyes. And don't be in a wheelchair. Such a pushing up off the porch, down the steps, make you trip over. So don't pay to mistreat your woman. That's hate. That's evil. Mistreating somebody is hate. The Almighty told us not to oppress the strangers or the widows, because remember, you were strangers in Egypt. The Egyptians mistreated us. What we look like mistreating somebody? That make any sense? None whatsoever. That's why it said, remember you were servants in Egypt. Remember how they mistreated you? Now here you going to do somebody the same way this person done you? No. You treat your husband and your wife with the utmost respect. When you're happy, you live longer. When you're mad, sad, upset all the time, your lifespan decreases. That's when blood pressure, stress, all that stuff is brought on because of unhappiness. When you're happy, you live longer. A merry heart does what? Does good like a medicine. Try to be happy, not contentious all the time. That's one of our people's biggest problems, even with our people as a whole. When you try to teach them the truth, a Christian or a Muslim, or a Messianic Israelite, the first thing they do when you try to teach them the truth, and a lot of people in here, you're going to take offense. And Solomon said, be not hasty in your spirit to get angry. You got to have an open mind. So when somebody's trying to convey something to you, you can consider, oh, I never thought that. I never seen that. Don't be so quick to jump into conclusion when somebody's trying to show you something. Let them speak. Then pass judgment on it. Because they might say something, for instance, all these scriptures we talk about the commandments, all of them says the same thing. Look at Psalms 111. Psalms 111. The scripture says the lips of the righteous knows what is acceptable. Now watch what Psalms 111 says. A lot of Christians read this book and don't get to understand because the churches discourage them from reading the book. They discourage people from reading the Old Testament. That's why a lot of them so confused. But you and I, we respect the book because this is the book our salvation is based on. Now watch what it says, the benefit of watching what Almighty says, seek out of his book. This is the book it's his. How you know it? Because that's the book he speaks in. You don't see him speaking in the New Testament, right? He says, seek out of his book, the book he authorized, which is the so-called Old Testament. But that's the book they told you is done away with, so therefore a lot of y'all don't look for that book for nothing. But when you read it, I'm going to show you what you're going to see. Watch this, Psalm 111. Watch the 7th verse. From 7th verse on, watch what you're going to read.
Psalms 111, verse 7. The works of his hands are verity and judgment. All his commandments are sure. They stand fast forever and ever, and are done in truth and
How long does the 10 Commandments last?
forever.
Do y'all know the 10 Commandments was something that was written by the finger of the Creator? These are long words that he wrote with his finger. And it says, how long do they stand? Watch that.
Forever
8 verse.
and ever. They stand fast forever and ever, and are done in truth and uprightness.
Now, right, it don't say nothing about when Christ comes, they're going to be ended, right? Don't say nothing like that in there, does it? It said they stand fast forever. In other words, the law. Anytime you read about commandment, you're talking about the law, period. Law. That's what the New Testament says it's done away with, the law. The word law covers commandments, statutes, testimonies. That one word law covers all that. So when they say the commandments are done away with, they say the law is done away with. Or if they say the law is done away with, they say the commandments are done away with. But we know right right here, you're going to get support. Where else can we find it? I'm going to get some help from some of y'all. Where else can we get information to verify this? Anybody? Now, notice that talking about the commandments, it goes back to the 7th verse. It said, the works of his hands are verity and judgment. All his commandments are sure. They stand fast forever and ever. You're going to find that harmony throughout this book. All the books out throughout the Old Testament supports this statement. If you read it, give me another one, somebody. All right.
Psalms 119, verse 160. Thy word is true from the beginning, and every one of thy righteous judgments endureth forever.
Yep. That's all throughout the book. From the book of Exodus all the way to the book of, even the book of Revelation. I quoted this last week. Now watch the book of Revelation. Now this is talking about end time. This is talking about a time that has not yet happened. Future. Now watch what this book says. A time of the future that has not yet occurred. Watch what this book says. Revelation 22. I read this last week. I have to keep going over it. Now watch what this says here. Revelation 22, start the 14th verse.
Revelations 22.
Watch this now. Start the 14th verse.
Blessed are they.
Hey, this is very important. Y'all understand this. Y'all got to learn this book so you can go out there and wake our people up. You got to know this book. You're supposed to be out there recruiting for the greater. And these are things that you've got to be able to show people. Now watch what this says right here in support of the commandments. Watch what it says. 14th verse.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
They know blessed are they that do Yahweh's commandments.
That they may have right to the tree of life.
See that? That they may have the right to the tree of life. Now what is Paul talking about? Christ done away with the commandment, the law. This was written after the times of Paul and Christ. This is talking about future. This is yet to happen. And it tells you, blessed are they that do his commandments. Read right on.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
That they may have the life tree of life. That's why when y'all come in here, I'm going to make sure I teach y'all the law. I'm going to teach y'all the command because I want you all to get the tree of life. That's my concern. Is you, because I know how important you are to the Almighty.
Hallelujah.
A lot of people don't understand that. The Almighty's love for Israel is everlasting. It's undescribable how much the Almighty loves Israel, his people. Like I was saying last week, when you read this Old Testament, you're reading the greatest love story ever written. You heard what I said? When you read the Old Testament, you're reading the greatest love story that has ever existed. And that's the love of Yahweh for his people. A lot of people don't, that goes right over a lot of people's heads. That goes right over a lot of people's heads. The Almighty said he loved Israel with an everlasting love. How many men would take his wife back after she done committed adultery against him? Say she committed adultery with 4 or 5 men. How many men would take that woman back? You take your wife back? I know I would. I'm not that strong. I'm not that strong. You got to go. But what did the Almighty say? Come on back. I'm not that strong. But he said about our people, come on back, you whore. He's going to accept us back. That's one of the greatest mysteries in the book. You don't realize how blessed that you are exposed to this knowledge. That is one of the greatest mysteries and best kept secrets in the world today. Y'all's love for Israel. And when you try to explain this to a Christian, they're going to take offense. I know I told my sister, I said, the Almighty has the people that he loves more than all other peoples on the earth. She said, I don't believe that. I showed it to her. Guess what she said? After I proved it to her, guess what she said? Who wrote that book? I said, nigga, you've been going to church all your life. I try to prove a point to you. Now you got doubt about the Bible. All because I showed you that the Creator has the chosen people. That he loves more than, she said, I don't believe that. Now you see what the Almighty said? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because they're going to reject it. That's why he said, go and tell them what he said. He said that I didn't. He said he had chosen these to be a holy people unto himself above all people. And you're still that way with him.
Hallelujah.
Ain't nothing changed. That's why he told us to return back to him and keep his laws and commandments. That's what he wanted to do. Turn back to him and keep his laws and commandments to the best of our abilities. That's how you show you love the Almighty. That's why when you come here on the Day of Atonement, you get to jump on it right now. You come here on the Day of Atonement, you say, boy, because you're supposed to learn coming in. You compare some of y'all, what you should be, it's like a bunch of congressmen and senators or whatever. You know, people of importance. People that got money. That's the type of people y'all supposed to be in here. The intellects. Y'all just don't have the wealth, but you're supposed to have the intellect. Right? You are wealthy when you come in here and learn this knowledge. You are wealthy. You got something the average person don't have. And some of y'all walk down with your head down. No, you are somebody. You are somebody that can benefit the whole community. Right? They can learn something from you. But Bishop Johnson, you know the scripture said a lying tongue hates those that are afflicted by it. These lying Christian ministers hate our people. They hate them. Because if they loved them, they would teach them the truth. Right? Why would you want to mislead somebody and you know you're misleading? A lot of these preachers know they're misleading our people. They know it. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, they know it, that they're misleading our people. That's why the Almighty said he's going to deliver them out of their hands because they've been living off the flock for all these years. Fancy cars, new homes, big paycheck. He said he's going to deliver them out of their hands. Just watch. Keep your eyes to them. You're going to see it. So, read that again, brother. Now read the rest of it. Please pay attention. I learned something here. You are being made of intellect today. Read the rest of this. This is deep.
Revelations chapter 22, verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree
now
of
watch
life.
that in 15 verse. It said for without, or what?
Dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever
See,
loveth.
the non-law keepers. The non-law keepers. Those are going to be the ones. The ones that don't keep the commandments. They're going to be left out. The lawbreakers. Read that again. The ones that's going to be saved and blessed are they that keep the commandments. The next verse says what? 15th verse says what?
For without are
For
dogs
without the gates, the city, are dogs,
and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters.
idols, other God worshippers, worship graven images and idols. They're going to be the ones left out. All right, keep reading.
And whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. IJC have sent mine angel to
The Almighty said he hates a lying tongue. You're not supposed to hate a lying tongue. Why would I want to lie and mislead the people? A lying tongue hates those that are afflicted by it. These preachers don't give a darn about our people. They know what we're saying is true. I'll say that Alicia go up against some of the biggest named preachers in the city. That's why they hate him. He went up against the biggest named preachers in the city. They know the truth. He proved it to them. And I have never in my life seen any of them acknowledge him telling the truth. I have yet to see any of them acknowledge that what Alicia taught them was the truth. I never seen it. Bishop, Young, all of them. I've never seen one of them. How many people here ever seen one acknowledge that Alicia was right? They didn't, and they won't. So all you got to do, you got to have a mind of your own and read on your own. Now watch what it says there. Now go to the 18th verse. Now watch this. 18th verse.
For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of this
The
prophecy.
man to hear the words of this prophecy, this book, they know.
If any man shall add unto these things, Elohim shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if
Did not Paul do it? Did not Paul add to the words? Did not Paul add to the words? It said, if any man shall add unto the things, Elohim shall lead him the pledges that are written in this book. And it said, and if any man,
shall take away from the words of the book of this
does
prophecy.
not Paul do that? Does not Paul do that? All that truth right before the world. That millions of people around the world listen to me right now. A lot of them are going to ignore what I'm saying. Even though I put this right before the eyes beyond a shadow of doubt that the bottom line to man's salvation is to fear the Creator and keep His commandments. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. 19th verse again. It says, if any man
shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Elohim shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book.
See there? That blot Paul out. And what did Christ say about Paul? He said, whosoever is to teach man to break one of the least of these commandments is going to what? Be called least in the kingdom of heaven. All this stuff condemns Paul. Because Paul condemns the commandments. Paul talks against the commandments. That's all he's misleading. The scriptures say he that follows vain men like understanding. And that's what Paul is. He's a vain person. Who can Paul benefit? Come on. I'm telling y'all how blessed y'all are. Who can Paul benefit? Nobody. Nobody. Anybody that listens to Paul, you got to be a fool. Or you're following Paul. You're what they call a Paulinite. You're not a Christian. And a lot of the Christians don't even know that. Don't y'all know y'all got people that been in the church 50 years and don't know a whole lot of things they should know? Where is the origin of Christianity? Who started Christianity? They don't even know. They don't know nothing. But like I said, when you come in here, you are made an intellect. You can say, I know where Christianity started. It started with the Greeks. And then when the Romans came along, The Romans borrowed a lot of ideologies from the Greeks. They borrowed their deity, which was called, I can't call it name. Zoom, I know what I'm talking about. Zoom. And they changed his name to JC. They borrowed the deity of the Greeks because they liked it. They adopted a lot of philosophy and ideology from the Greeks. And they incorporated with more lies, and now that's why you got Christianity. Look at Daniel, the 7th chapter. It tells you all about this in the book of Daniel. Look at Daniel, the 7th chapter. Start the 3rd verse. I'm going to cut it short. Let's start the 3rd verse.
And 4 great beasts came up from the sea.
This is a vision that Nebuchadnezzar, a dream that Nebuchadnezzar had. And he had Daniel, start the 1st verse. And he had Daniel to interpret this dream. Now watch what it says.
In
the first verse.
In the 1st year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spoke and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of the heaven strove upon the great sea. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked.
And see, y'all really see Christians, they read this stuff. The Almighty's not going to allow these ministers to break this stuff down. That's why they don't talk on it. You got to be a scholar to break this stuff down. And the only people that can do it is Israel. A Christian will read this and blow their mind trying to understand what this is talking about. This is talking about 4 kingdoms that's going to rise up in the earth, that's going to rule the world. And it's going to tell you what each one of these 4 kingdoms would do when they came into power. But the main focus is on the 3rd and the 4th beast. Go down to the let me see what verse I want to read. 23rd verse. Watch the 23rd verse.
Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth.
World ruling governments. These were world ruling governments. All right. This is talking about Rome.
Which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth.
You're going to devour the whole. See, the whole world was foisted. Christianity was foisted on the world by Rome with the sword. Accept Christianity or die. I mean, y'all know their history. They devoured the whole world. The Roman Empire forced people to accept Christianity. That's what it's talking about. Keep reading.
And shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it
in pieces. That's what they did. Cruel, mean. This is what they did. Forced it on people's Christianity. And these Negroes that they walking down the street, big old chain cross on their chests, women with earrings with the Christian cross on it. And I see them, but you know what they're saying when they wear that stuff openly? They're telling the whole world, I am a fool. That's what you're telling them. When you see some sisters walking down the street with some stars of David, they question that girl. Question her. I wonder if she's woke. That's what they want. I want you. You are something when they see you with the Star of David. I wonder if he's Sammy Davis type as you. That's the question to ask himself. I wonder if he's a Sammy Davis type as you. Or is he the real deal? Because Nash come up and ask me, why are you wearing that? Why are you wearing that Star David? I tell him because I'm the real deal. I'm the real McCoy. How you know that? I said, I know. And when they realize you understand and you know what you're talking about, they'll respect you. They will respect you, believe me. Let me buy you a coffee, sir. You want a sandwich? Well, we got to talk. You realize you done overcame hurdles? You done overcame the hurdles that the Christians have yet to reach. You done overcome. Now you know who you are. Somebody said, what's your nationality? What you tell them? I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You can tell Christians can't do that. I'm an African. I'm a colored guy. I'm a Negro. I say, tell a Negro. But if you're an Israelite, you can say, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I know who I am. I'm the real deal. I'm the real McCoy. They can, you keep the law, yes. I keep the law. I keep the commandments. Yeah, I do all that. You scare them when you get talk like that. Because they know as long as you're sinning against the Almighty's going to be against you. But when you turn back to the Almighty, they know the Almighty's with you. I better leave this guy alone. What did Daniel found favor in the eyes of Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon, made him second in command. That's just how much these people will respect you. If you know the law, do the law. They'll respect you. Because you deserve to be respected. And like the scripture said, the Almighty to be praised from the rising of the sun to the going down there. You ought to be praised also. You are somebody, believe me. You are somebody. But keep reading this. Keep reading this. The Almighty said he done declared the end from the beginning. He let you know right here that Christianity and all this other stuff is nothing but vanity and vexation of spirit. Now watch what it says.
Daniel 7,
What verse
24.
you in, buddy?
Verse 24.
All right.
And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise. And another shall arise after them. And he shall be diverse from the first. And he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until
now watch that 25th verse now. This Almighty already told you what they're going to do. It said that he shall speak great words, what?
Against the Most
In
High.
behalf? No, against this fourth beast, Rome. Do y'all realize where all the churches originate from? All churches originated from the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is the mother church. All of these other churches, denominational churches, got there when Martin Luther revolted against the Catholic Church. He was called the Reformer. He started the Protestant churches. It was all Catholic. Martin Luther protested against the Catholic Church. He was called the Reformer. Then that's where you get all these other denominational churches from. The Baptists, the Methodists, the Seventh-day Adventists, all of them teach the same thing the Catholic Church is teaching. Only thing, their doctrine differs. Their doctrine teaches. They all teach Christ. So ain't no different than a Baptist and a Methodist. There's no different than a Seventh-day Adventist than a Jehovah's Witness. They're all through Christ. Ain't that odd how most of them, all you hear them talk about is Christ in the church every week? How often do you hear them talking about Yahweh? Never. You'll never hear them talking about Yahweh. It's all about Christ. Just sit down and listen. Tell me what the religious programs are as to who they talk about. Christ. Never do they mention the Father, Yahweh. You won't hear it. He said the only people he's going to be glorified through is you. So you got a job to do. You are the man he said he's going to be glorified by. Y'all realize how important that makes you? That puts you above the Pope, Creflo Dollar. That puts you above all of them. Y'all don't see it like that though. You are somebody. You stand tall. But everybody see, just like in the New Testament, you read what JC said, if the world hated you, you know that it hated me first. They're going to hate you for teaching the truth. You're going to be hated for teaching the truth. Just like the scripture said, I'm going to show you something. It's that whoso rewards evil for good, evil should not depart that person's house. So if a Christian rewards you evil for the good that you're trying to show them, evil is not going to remove from that person's house. Because the curse of Yah is in the house of the wicked. So they're going to reward you evil for the good that you're trying to show them here. Let me finish reading that. The 25th verse, now what this says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High.
And shall wear out the saints.
And wear out the saints. We're the ones that let him look out was talking last week. We're the ones that were thrown in the lion dens. He said, wear out the saints. They were victorious over our people. The Almighty was not with them. He allowed their enemies to overthrow him. That's what he's saying. And he should wear out the saints of the Most High, our people. And do what?
And think to change
and
times.
And think to change
times and laws.
Times
and laws.
What times did they change? Come on now, this all this history right before your eyes. You're supposed to know it. What time did the Roman Catholic change? They changed the New Year from April to January. And they called the people that kept April Fools. That's where you get the name April Fool comes from. The people that kept the original New Year were called April Fools. What time they change? New Year, what else? What else they changed? What? Sabbath day. They changed the Sabbath day from the seventh day to the first day. So now you see prophecy being fulfilled. I know when I first learned this, I said, my goodness. The teacher that taught me said, yeah, they changed the Sabbath day from the seventh day of the week to the first day of the week. Constantine did that. Constantine did all that. So now you see reality right before your eyes. So when you leave here today, boy, you can stand tall, walk down the street smiling and say, boy, I was enlightened today. I'm smarter today. Because I think this book makes you an intellect, a VIP, a very important person. That's what you are. You're a very important person. That's what you are. Somebody come walk down the street, hey, what y'all doing there? You say, well, we teach the truth. We teach the truth about the Creator. We don't cause division. We are never to be the aggressor. We're never to be the aggressor. We're supposed to be we got to defend ourselves against the lies and deceit that's been taught against our Creator, your daddy. And if you love the Almighty, you ain't gonna stand for it. How many of y'all stand for somebody talking about your daddy? That's what this is. That's why you got to be out there ready to knock anybody out. You talk about my daddy. That's what they're doing. They're trying to call your daddy a liar. Any of y'all want to take a break, you can go ahead, but the broadcast is going to continue. But this goes to show you what this man would do. He said he would thank the 10 times and laws. And watch what else they said. And what else? Watch this.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
See, that's why the world just said that the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. That's who's ruling the world today, the wicked. The Almighty gave all of this authority into their hands for a time and they divided a time. But watch what's going to happen. This is another great secret. Watch what's going to happen. This is another top secret. Watch what it says in the next verse.
Verse 26. But the judgment shall sit.
All right, now watch this. Watch the latter part.
And they shall...
26 verse. Now watch this 26 verse. This is the best kept secret. It's another best kept secret right here.
And they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion.
Some of y'all better be praying. I'm telling you, some of these people ask y'all questions about the scripture. Some of y'all think y'all know it, but when they start to questioning you, you're gonna panic. Am I behind? You ought to be sitting and paying attention, right? You realize how disgraceful that is. Somebody come up and ask a Hebrew Israelite a question and you can't answer it. Let me see. Let me call Brother Dan. What's Brother Dan's telephone number? No, you're supposed to be able to answer. Don't call me nothing. You're supposed to know the quick answer, right?
That's right.
Don't be calling me. Let me call what Joel telephone. No, don't call Joel either. You come in here and pay attention and you learn something. Now watch the 26th verse.
But the judgment...
Now this is one of the best kept secrets in the world right here. The 26th verse. 27th verse.
And the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve him and obey him. Hitherto is the end.
Y'all see that? Y'all know y'all learned one of the best kept secrets in the world right here? After the Almighty destroyed his 4 kingdoms, Rome is still ruling. See, some of y'all can't see that. Rome is still ruling. It says, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven
shall be given
to who? The people of the saints. I mean us, their descendants. We are this talking about our forefathers. This talking about us shall be given to who?
The people of the saints.
Given
of the
to the
Most High.
people of the saints. That's us. And what?
Whose
kingdom is a what?
Everlasting
kingdom. You're going to rule the world forever with the Almighty, King David. You're going to rule the world forever. See, the world, they ain't telling our people that the world is going to be burnt up by fire. No, it ain't. The earth is going to be here forever. It's going to be here forever. So don't believe that lie. I tell you, when y'all read this New Testament, it'll blow your mind. It'll mislead you. So like saying, it tells you that the earth is going to be burnt up. There's going to be a rapture. Ain't going to be no rapture. Ain't going to be no rapture. The Almighty said he's going to gather his people from the 4 corners of the earth. He's going to gather, that's all throughout the book. Look at Isaiah 14. That's all throughout the book. Isaiah 14, real quick. That Christians can read this book and don't see none of it. They can't see nothing because they're not been taught. Now watch Isaiah 14. 14th chapter Isaiah, watch the first verse. This is written all through the book.
For Yahweh will have mercy on Yaakov, and will yet choose Yisrael, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Yaakov.
See, these other nations, they got to cleave to you and me. All right, keep reading.
And the people shall take them, and bring them to
See, and the people, the white people, going to take us and bring us, they're going to bring us home. And the people shall take them and bring them to the place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. See, we're going to possess our oppressors. They don't want you to know this. Most studies don't want you to know this. They know, and they shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for what? Y'all think white folks want y'all to know this? We're going to take these white folks home, and they're going to be our servants and handmaids. Y'all think they want y'all to know this? Come on now. Y'all sit back there like a lazy donkey or something, like it don't mean nothing. Y'all ought to be jumping up. You're going to take Whitey as your servant, handmaid. They're going to clean your toilets. Their kings and their queens going to shine your shoes, change your children's diapers. Keep reading. Don't take my word for it. Read what it says. And the people should take them
captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall give them rest.
See that? We're going to take them captives whose captives we were. We're going to rule over our oppressors. Y'all see why this place is so empty? We ain't going to have the multitudes in there like these big multi-dollar churches. You're going to small numbers of people just like what we got in here. Because only small numbers are going to accept this. And this is the truth. You show this to a Christian, I ain't got time for that mess. Y'all hate white folks. I don't hate white folks. I don't like them. I know they don't mean me no good because the Almighty told me they are my enemy. He said they that hate you shall rule over you. This man hates us. He still hates you. And if you think otherwise, you're going to find out differently, the hard way. Although the Almighty said we should mingle with them, he said, yet we should not cleave one to another. That's not going to happen. That's not meant to be. Everything was to be amongst their own kind. Black man for the black woman for the black man. Please don't talk by the Moreh talking. Please. Like I say, this is one reason why a lot of our people are so backwards. Because you are some people, and if you come here as an Israelite, you're supposed to pay attention. You are the light of the world. And you sit around talking with your friends about salvation or whatever, you're supposed to be the leader. Not them. You don't know something, so you listen to what they're saying. No, they're supposed to be listening to what you're saying. You're the leader. You dominate the conversation. Right? Right? You're supposed to be the dominant one. Everybody's focusing on you because that's the way it's supposed to be. Right? He said through you will he be glorified. Not anybody other Christians. Walk around a big Christian cross. He's not going to be glorified by that fool. Walk around a big old chain on his chest. Telling the whole world I'm a fool and proud of it. I'm a Christian. Do y'all know what the original meaning of Christian was? An idiot. That's what the first Christians were called. Idiots. So when you're saying I'm an idiot, when you walk around with your chest stuck out with a Christian cross, I'm an idiot and I want the world to know. Ain't that a blip? Don't y'all know when I'm talking about today, I had no intention on talking? I tell you, a lot of times I write down stuff. Take me all night to write it. Then when I get up here, I don't get to read it. Ain't that amazing? Because that's the way the Almighty operates. There's certain things He wants taught, He's going to let it be taught. So get back to what we said earlier about the Day of Atonement. All of us got to learn to be honest with ourselves and realize you held a grudge against somebody, you disliked a certain person, then you got to come on that Day of Atonement and acknowledge and confess that sin. Because you sinned against the Creator. Anytime you walk past an elder and don't acknowledge that elder, you just committed a sin against the Creator. What you're doing, you're displaying hatred. Look at Proverbs 13:13. I'm going to show you something. Look at Proverbs 13, chapter 13, verse. I'm going to show you what you're doing. I'm going to let you know the truth. What does it say, Proverbs 13:13?
Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed.
There you go. That's what you're doing when you don't do what the law says. You are despising the word of the Almighty. That's what you're doing. Anytime it's like saying when you don't come to class on a Saturday, that's a sign that you despise the Almighty. If you love Him, what would you be doing on the Sabbath day? Come on. You'd be in class, right? If you love the Almighty, you would be in class. See, when you love somebody, that's someone you what? You think highly of, right? You esteem highly, and that's what you're supposed to be towards the Almighty, because He's the lawgiver. These are His laws. So when you read this book and read these laws, you're reading what He requires of you to do. Don't bear no grudge, don't hate your brother, don't hate your neighbor. Those are His laws. When you do, you're leaning to your own understanding. And that's what a lot of us do. We lean to our own, how we feel personally about a matter. That's where you're going to err. Look at Proverbs 3:5. Let me show you. That's why we have to keep going over certain things all the time. You know, it's a funny thing. I was called one of the greatest Morehs in the town. Until the incident happened, what happened, and now they call me all kind of names. Y'all know whenever a king was ruling, that the king had a council? How many of y'all know that? All of the kings, David, Solomon, all of them had councils. They can't think of everything. They had a man that did this. They had a man that did that. They couldn't think of everything. So when the new moon came around, at Passover, they called a certain person in. Hey, when is the Day of Atonement? That person could come forward and tell you. They were counselors. And the scripture says, in the multitude of counselors, there's safety. One man can't always think of everything. Why do y'all think Moses forgot to sanctify his son? That was one of the most important things in the Israelites' life, to circumcise their children. Why did Moses forget to circumcise his son? Eli, why do you think Moses forgot to circumcise his son? Do you think he did it intentionally? No, he didn't do it intentionally. He just forgot. And an angel was coming towards Moses to kill him because he didn't circumcise his son. And what happened? His wife went down and grabbed a rock, a sharp-edged rock, and cut the foreskin off the boy's pelvis and threw it next to Moses and said, "Thou bloody man." He forgot one of the most important, anybody can forget. That's why when you read the book, read it and you'll understand. Like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody forgets things. We all do that. But see, some people don't want to accept that. That's why when I about a year ago, I had this class on the right track. I was teaching them to do the am I right? I mean, I agree. I was teaching y'all to hate evil, don't hate your neighbor, don't bear no grudges. I've been teaching that. And now they're nuts to come in there, divided up the class. And I feel sorry for the people that's following that. I do. I've always told you in here not to hold grudges, am I right? I've always told y'all to not hate your neighbors. I've always thought that. But this is what they're doing. They're causing their members to hate me. Brother Dan, this. Well, tell them what you don't do. This is how we tear down one another. We always what they call fault finders, try to find accusation against you to make other people dislike you. And that's what they're doing. Doing everything they can to make them people say they dislike me. For what? What have I done to the people? Not one thing. Not one thing, right? I haven't done not one thing to them. But yet still they hate me because they allowed their friends. Look at Proverbs, one more thing I'm going to bring out. Look at Proverbs 16. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to educate you when you come here. Now watch this, Proverbs 16. Look at the 29th verse.
Proverbs 16, verse 29. A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into a way that is not good. He shutteth his eyes.
He shutteth his eyes
to devise froward things, moving his lips.
He's bringing evil to pass, and this is what they're doing. A violent man entices his neighbor, lures you. He's going to try to lure you to disliking a certain person. And this is what a lot of them are doing. And they got a price to pay. That is what you call sowing discord among brothers. That's what that is. Anytime you're trying to cause division amongst the people, that's sowing discord. You're not to do that. Try to put another person down in order to attract people to you. Be a man, went on your own record. Don't try to put me down, right? Went on your own record. You ain't got no record, that's why you got to tear me up. And that's what you're not supposed to hate. Don't let somebody else cause you to dislike somebody. Do what the Almighty said. Love your neighbor as yourself, right? So I'm going to call, who is next? Where the healing count at? I got to call the next teacher up. You know, Joey, I want to come back up here. Where's heal at? I got to get down and eat myself. What the heck going on here? Y'all know I got to eat. Tell me to get down here. I don't give a darn. Get down here. That's why I need 5 more Morehes in here. I'm getting tired. I'm getting hungry. So, where's Joel at? People are getting tired of me talking. We call the singers up. Who's the singers? The rappers. Where they at? All right, then we're going to call the singers up next. And I thank you all very much.
The House of Yisrael would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to the master teachers of Yahweh. This specific lesson was taught by Moreh Dad, also known as the Flamethrower, who was the co-founder of the House of Israel, alongside renowned Moreh Elisha Yisrael. He is also a longtime friend of Moreh Elisha since grade school, and they both learned under Hananiah Yisrael before merging to form the House of Yisrael Hebrew Biblical Cultural Center. Currently, located in Cincinnati, Ohio at 1664 California Avenue. Moreh's raw teaching and love for Yahweh's people continue to comfort and enlighten us unto this day. We are forever appreciative to all the anointed messengers Yah raised up to teach His word. For more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to upload more content from the master teachers of Yahweh. You can also tune in every Sabbath to hear the word of Yah. If you have any concerns, send an email to questions@houseofisrael.org and we will reply as soon as possible. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and turn on your notifications for future alerts. For more information, visit our website, houseofisrael.org. Thank you and shalom.